Hello everybody and welcome to another Transformers knockoff review. Today I'm taking a look at the latest offering from WeiJiang, those guys that gave us the gorgeous M01 Evasion Optimus Prime and the MPP-10. This is of course their T-Warrior Patron Saint. It was also brought to us by the company Model World, and it is very nice. It is in essence just an oversized version of the Combiner Wars Defensor, but as you can see we do have a different variation of Rook, and unfortunately none of these actually have names. We have W832, we have W831 over the back there, we have W830 there. Then we have W831B and W830B. Just they're just numbers. Now, I'm not going to lie, I was very skeptical when I got this. I know what some of the oversized combiners can be like, but these are made fantastically well. They actually put Takara and Hasbro to shame. They have big, huge, chunky plastic wheels. They have very nice, clean paint apps. This one's an army escort, this one. They also have a lot of die casts, so there is a lot of heft to each one of these. They come with your belt standard weapons and of course your Combiner Wars joints. They're exactly the same, just bigger, but they're made that much better. I mean, okay, the blades still hit the tail fin, but it's not flippy floppy. Everything's nice and tight, everything moves as it should. Everything holds together very well as well. There's no loose joints on any of these at all. They've done a very nice, clean job. Here they are alongside Combiner Wars Ironhide, just to give you an idea of the size difference now. I mean, this, you know, that actually looks like a pretty nice scale. Nothing is untoward about the weapons, they're just oversized, and of course they no longer operate with your standard Combiner Wars, the Transformers figures, because the pegs are bigger. Hotspot's definitely my favourite though. There's just something about him. It's a very nice kind of futuristic look to a fire engine. Got this very nice cockpit kind of driving section cab at the front there. It's a nice silver accents on the front just to break up the lights and the front grille, and there's a lot of heft to him. He's a big chunky fire engine. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would have liked Streetwise and First Aid rather than a second Rook and an Alpha Bravo, but hey, you get what you're given, and these were cheap, so now, transformation on these guys didn't change at all. It stayed exactly the same, it just got bigger. That was all. So you just untab your limbs as you go, swing them round, you want to rotate your arms, bring them around either side, come down to the legs and separate those, move your feet up and out on sliders for both, up and out on sliders, and then just bring those down and extend them. I'm genuinely very impressed by how tight the joints are and how well everything pegs together. Everything slots in very nicely as it should, and the paint apps are very consistent throughout the entire figure as well. Very nice looking figures and a really good size. You know, these are a good Voyager scale deluxe. And again, with our helicopter friends, the transformation stays pretty much identical. I like how tightly everything tabs in, but at the same time it is a bit difficult to get like these little bits up because the tabs are so tight and well fitted there. Yeah, how dare I complain about tightness in the joints and tabs. Oh, I should be shot, shouldn't I? Right, let's just move those up. Let's lift this section here up, and these are going to split. So these sections split and split like so, unplugging, and they're going to extend down. The knees are going to tab in like so. You're going to separate your legs There we go. Put the feet up. And the feet up. See, that's a little bit flippy-floppy on the feet. You want to rotate your waist around, like so, until it locks into place. Bend your arms. Bend your arms. Get your head joint. Bring that down to the back. And into place. This section, is it meant to go kind of down to the bottom, I guess? I hate the way that sits there. It doesn't look very professional at all. And move the head joint around. Now, is it me, or did they change the face sculpt on these? To be honest with you, I don't remember either of them looking like Terrorhawks. But hey, they do now. And last but not least, we have the totally humongous hotspots. Again, transformation has stayed pretty much identical with these guys. I do like that they didn't change anything about the engineering, and they just concentrated on getting everything bigger. I guess WeiJiang's kind of interpretation is bigger equals better, I guess. Yeah, just split everything as if it was the original piece. Just come around, make sure everything gets untabbed and rotated around where it should do. Rotate all of this, bring this back like so. These legs are going to unpeg from the crotch, that's going to rock up, and the actual leg joint is going to collapse under. Push that down and then slide this in and lock the legs into place. You then want to rotate each leg around so the wheels are on the inside. Want to bring down these arm sections, untabbing them and bringing those down. Open up the chest, bring up Hotspot's head and close that section back off. Flip the ladder section through the black tab section so it comes over. Bring this section back, and these sections here are going to tab in to the ladder here, securing it into place, and then this section is going to come down and just sit at the back. And here they are, all transformed up into the robot modes as a team, and they are big. They are really big. Now, those of you wondering if you can get away with having these in your masterpiece collection, I mean, scale-wise, yeah, they look fantastic. They scale perfectly, in my opinion. They're kind of the size of a large masterpiece, kind of Voyager, I guess. And then you've got Hotspot, who's definitely like a leader, kind of MP10 size now. But they just don't have that masterpiece aesthetic, in my opinion. They're too futuristic and they're just not close enough to their G1 animation counterparts. Now, as I previously mentioned, they haven't really changed a great deal with these. They're more of just kind of just oversized them. Now, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I would have liked maybe some added articulation because they've kept the annoyance with Hotspot that is his difference in ratchets. They come out way too far. There's not enough pegs on that ratchet joint, so you can't really get a very natural pose. That grinded me about the Combiner Wars figures, and they've kept the same thing, but I mean, these feel absolutely fantastic. Plastic quality is insanely good. There is literally no faults with them whatsoever. They feel way better than anything I've had from the Hasbro basic range. Now, I'm not going to go through the transformation for the combined mode. It's exactly the same as you would with your standard Combiner Wars figures. I'm going to go with the Rooks as the feet, I think. I'll get back to that after this quick commercial. And here we have the old Patron Saint T-Warrior transformed up into his combined form, aka Oversized Defensor. He's actually really nice. I've got him sporting his really chunky calves with his SWAT team and army escort calf muscles, and of course his helicopter arms. Now it's going to look that much better when we eventually get a Streetwise, but for now I'm pretty happy with how that looks. It's absolutely massive. To give you an idea of his scale, here he is alongside the Warbatron Wukong Machine Boy Bruticus, and of course Megatron with his X2 Toys upgrade kit. You know, that's a fairly decent sized combiner. Just taking a closer look at the sculpt, it's nigh on impeccable. It's very, very nice. They've basically just blown these guys up, given them die cast, made them of a stronger, more resilient plastic, and done a better job. It's nice. There's so much heft to it. I mean, it is incredibly heavy. I know die cast doesn't always make a figure, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's a better figure, but it's just made so darn well. It just makes me want to get the rest of the Combiner War series done to this scale and to this kind of quality. Articulation wise, we don't lose or gain anything. We have rotation on the head. The head can move forward a little bit, and there's no pivoting to the side. We do have the ability to move that section up and down on his head as well. We have very nice tight ratchets on the arms, both outwards and upwards. We get a static waist. We get a very over-weighted thigh, not really man enough to support the weight of the die cast, unfortunately. Coming out to the side, again, it's a nice ratchet, but the weight is just a little bit too much for the poor joints to take. Really nice bend at the knee. Again, we've got rotation there as well. And the feet are pretty much exactly the same. We can go forwards and backwards. We have the ability to move the heel spurs. Same with those fists. We've got rotation. We can move the thumb up and down. Now, he's not most articulated, but you can almost reenact his train catching scene from the G1 cartoon. One thing I was hoping for is that we could plug in these oversized Machine Boy limbs and kind of accessories like Megatron or Power Glide, and maybe they can plug into the front or something, but they don't quite add up. The joints and tabs just aren't quite compatible sizes, which is a shame because Machine Boy did a really good job blowing up these Legends, and it would have been nice if we'd had the Legend scale to fit in with these as well. Then maybe we could have had a groove done to this scale as well. So, or, you know, maybe they'll do a large deluxe groove, which would be nice, but I don't know, I would like something just on that front section. There's something just missing from it, and I think when we had the ability to put the Legends figures on there with the regular size, it kind of split up that black section, and I think we're kind of missing that with the WeiJiang version. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. WeiJiang's very own version of Combiner Wars Defensor. Now, Toys does stock this version, and they also stock the version that doesn't have the die cast in it. Now, in my opinion, it may be worth you investing in the die cast torso, the hotspot, and then maybe getting the plastic limbs without the die cast, just until I can figure out a way of kind of tightening up these joints here. Maybe we get a oversized Perfect Effect add-on kit. That would be nice, wouldn't it? But for now, I think maybe having the slightly lighter limbs may kind of help with that articulation and the weight on those joints. But I am genuinely impressed by this. It's a fantastic piece. It's made to an exceptional standard. On my scale of KOs, with the MPP10 being a 10, this definitely scores a very high 9. It is beautifully made to a very high consistency, and puts Hasbro to shame. If you like what you've seen, I've included a link in the description down here that takes you straight through to the product page on Toys. And for myself and the patron saint, goodbye.